Peace. Join the YouTube. How does this light look? I feel like I have this light a little bit too dark, unfortunately. But if I put that flash, it's gonna be way too bright, right? So I don't know what to do, man. What's going on, guys? What the hell should I do here? I guess I could have it like a little bit lower like that. How does that look? What do you guys think? It would be better if you resize the window screen, man. Oh shit! No, I'm talking about the light, not the actual window screen, because I can't. Cause the thing is that my monitor is hold on, I gotta bring my nose, bro. Fucking hell. My monitor is a curved monitor, right? So monitor is curved. The screen does not look all the way. I need to leave it like that. So we're currently sitting in some EURUSD short. If you guys want to hop in, this is what I'm looking at. I'm expecting price to come back all the way down, grab this liquidity down here, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why, right? So if we look at price here with EURUSD, we can see how we have kind of induced or built in so much liquidity throughout last week, and we were unable to grab that. You know, we were able to grab the liquidity above, but we were unable to grab the liquidity below. So what I'm expecting price to do here is come down and obviously come and hunt all this liquidity that we have pending over here. That's what I want price to be doing. So if we look at price here as well, what it's doing here on the H1, if we take a look at this H1 time frame here, what can we see here? We can see that price here, we kind of had the sweep of liquidity. So we sweep liquidity here. We took all these wicks above with this last wick. Here we had a higher low point that led to this higher high, and then we have this lower high point that led to this lower low. So from here, I'm expecting price to come down. We have a kind of continuation model, right? Corrective, and then price should continue dropping to grab all this liquidity that's pending over here. So I have an entry above right here, and I have an entry right here. And we're gonna go over both of the entries. So for this entry, again, it's just kind of a long-term hold. You can see how here we have two PD arrays. So we have this breaker block down here. We have this down close that lets us liquidity hunt above. And we also have this FEG above. So I don't expect price to grab that. And if we take a look at my previous entry from yesterday, it goes like this. So what I saw yesterday was kind of similar. You can see how here we have, again, we have a sweep of liquidity above. We have the sweep right there. So we can write that off. Here we have the sweep. What do we have here? We have a market maker XM. If you guys see at this sweep here, we have original consolidation sitting right here. So once I saw that original consolidation, right, and I'm looking at price, what is it doing here? We had a little bit of a BOS right here, small BOS right there. So that's a small one right there. Then price comes down, lower high point with a small sweep again. So here we have again yet another small sweep that leads to a lower low. So once that happens there, once I see that happening there, and I see the circle here, right, I see this, again, lower high point that led to this lower low. All I'm looking for is my FEG at a premium, and that FEG at a premium is where? It's right here, right? So what I was expecting price to do here, you can see as well, what do we have? We have a impulse, a corrective state above, and then from there, you can see how price just gives you that huge amount all the way down. And again, we have our first entry here, but I'm expecting more than that. I don't want to see that drop. I'm expecting a bigger drop all the way down to grab this over here and this over here, because all the liquidity is being left there. You know what I mean? Screen's a bit blur. Fuck, really? Is it really, guys? Which pair is that? It's EURUSD. You guys can't see my screen at all? If you guys can't see it, then I'll just change back to white, you know. But let me know what you guys think. If it goes to change back to white, I can. I could just save this, or I could just save this chart right here. So I'll save this as save layout as. I could save this layout. Look, leave it like this. White better. Let's see how it looks in white. Change it to white. Alright, man, let's go to white. Okay. We'll go to white. We'll go to white for you guys. Hopefully my shit didn't delete though. Let me see. Let me see if my thing deleted. I really hope it didn't delete. Alright, beautiful. It didn't delete. Alright, so yeah, we'll go to white. We'll go to white for you guys for a little bit. Let's go to white right here. And let's take a look over here again at what we're expecting. So, if, again, let's go to white. What's the stop loss and TP in this U trade? I'll show you in a bit. So, we take a look again at EURUSD here. This is what I was looking for here. And then we take a look at price, what's kind of holding on to. So, again, looking at structure here, let me show you guys what it is that I was looking at. And I'm going to show you guys what it is that I was looking at. So I'm expecting price down here. We have, again, like I said, we have all this liquidity being induced here. So we should expect that to get grabbed. And we take a look at price here. We have all the liquidity that just literally wants to get grabbed down here. So anything above that, it's not really valid. You know, anything that's happening here is just kind of inducements, right? Because what should we realistically come and grab? We should come grab all this liquidity here. And if we look at price again, well, let's look at price. What did price actually do? Again, like I said, here we have a sweep of liquidity. So we can write that off. Sweep. Here we see we had the first BOS. So here we had that BOS. And what do we have here? Here we have our first PD array, which is our breaker block. So here you have this breaker. You have that, right? And here you also have an FVG. So this is kind of what I was expecting price. I didn't expect price to shoot above that. So I did kind of give myself enough room that if price wants to go above that, I can still hold it, right? And all I saw from that was something like this. So I deleted this, saw his BOS. And again, what do you have here? Higher low point, higher high, lower high point. I mean, higher high point, lower low. Here we had that BOS. And corrective state, right? So what I am looking for here to happen, if I'm looking at structure here, right? I want to see price continue to respect all of these levels right here, respect this, and this was the setup that I had. So I had this right there. All I'm looking for now is price to go from there, stops above this, grab the lows all the way down here for a nice little 4-1, right? That's a setup that we have already, that I'm in. Now I'm gonna show you guys the trades. So if you guys want to see the trades here, here they are. So we have 2 trades in place right there. Hope you guys can see it. So you guys can see it right there. So we have EURUSD sitting above. The first entry is 1.08616. And our second entry is 1.08256. And if you guys take a look over here at this H1, we have the setups there as well. So that's kind of what we're expecting price to do, right? Just continue to drop lower to grab that liquidity below. And if you take a look at dollar, right? What is dollar doing here? What is dollar doing here, right? This actually hit stop. Well, they hit right here, drop down, and then hit stop loss, unfortunately. So let's take a look at dollar here. Take a look at dollar here. This is what I see with dollar, right? If you guys take a look at this H4 time frame, you guys can see how price here is kind of a level where it keeps trying to go higher. So every time it starts hitting this kind of trend line, it does start going higher. So again, my style now has converted to what can I see with structure better, and what is sitting above here. We have a huge imbalance that we still should rebalance from this high to this low point. Because where's the structure here? We have this low point, right? We have this low point right here. We have this high. So right here is where we have our high and our low, right? So where is our discount? Where is our premium? So our premium is going to be above, which is up here, right? This is my premium up here. And right now we're sitting at a discount. So expecting that to happen with dollar, what does that mean? That means that I want price to overshoot back up to that level that we sweep liquidity, which is where? Right there, right? Because this gigantic move to the upside right here is where we sweep liquidity. So what I see price doing again with dollar is shooting all the way up here, rebalancing this right here, shooting above right here, rebalancing this, and then from there we should drop down to continue with this dollar, with this with this dollar bullishness that we have going on for this week. Right. So EU now melting very nicely. Set price to continue going here. Hopefully we don't come back up. It really shouldn't. You know, we are heading now to 2 a.m. time. And again, kind of my main focus on EURUSD would be actually something like this. So what I'm expecting price to do will be something like this. I'm holding off at this H4 FEG. If you guys want to see it, if it does, it can still shoot up a little bit. Like I said, to grab that liquidity, because all of this wicks here, that is definitely liquidity, right? So we're still having induced liquidity from the upside and the downside, and we also have such liquidity, but it shouldn't go back above my stop loss, right? Because this stop loss is above the candlestick that made this FEG. So price should not shoot above that. If anything, it could come up here, rebalance this a little bit, and from there we should drop down, but it should not shoot back above that. So even having that in mind, you know, my stop loss is very safe, and I expect price to just continue going here if it does want to. If it does not, then it'll just, like I said, just overshoot back up to that level and rebalance that. But we know where the liquidity is pending, which is obviously, like I said, down here. So here we have all the liquidity. You know what I mean? Who's holding these EU shorts me, man? Who's holding them? I've been trying to short EU since last week. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The only thing that scares me here with EU is you guys look at structure here, right? What do we have here? So yesterday we had that sweep of liquidity with sessions, right? So today we haven't had that yet. So we could still have that. We could still have this London eyes sweep right here. This is London liquidity. So we could still come up and grab that London liquidity. Like I said, this rebalance these levels here, and then from there continue dropping. So we're kind of in the middle of in between of what price wants to do. But to me, we should continue dropping. I don't think we're going to come back up and grab that, because I feel like a lot of people are still looking for this long here. You know, this is going to be a level where people are still focused on price going higher, but they're not keeping in mind where the liquidity is being placed. Got in yesterday, nice, man. I'm in, nice. You think yours is gonna keep up for next month? It should. It should. We just gotta come down and rebalance some things. You know what I mean? Oh. What's going on? Test. So as far as S&P goes, right? If we actually look at this price action that we have going on here, and we take a look, directly into structure here, what is price hinting towards? So let's take a look at structure real quick, right? What do we have here? We have this leg point that led to his high point, which was this corrective nature right here, right? So we have that. Then price over here has left off behind all this pending liquidity. So you can see how price here actually grabbed that, but the way that we have been going up higher has been up very correctively. So to me, this is suspicious. This is hinting me that price here still wants to drop. So what am I expecting for S&P? I'm expecting price to come up here. You can see how here we have this H4 FVG still pending. What I want to see price here is come back above this. So rebalance this levels over here. I want to see price rebalance this up here. And once it rebalances that, then we can try to swing down for a nice swing down to grab all the liquidity that's still pending over here from the previous, since December. Look at all the liquidity that we have since December, right? A lot of people were able to capitalize on this quote unquote demand zone or support, and they were able to profit from that. So a lot of stop orders are going to be placed here. So keeping that in mind, we should expect price to drop down and grab all that first before we can continue going higher. I got a few more from the yesterday, so I'm hyped. Let's go, man. It's good stuff. Love to hear that. So M15, we're currently making a small pocket of a FVG. You guys really take a look at price here. This could be an entry for some of you guys, right? This could be a model for some of you guys. You can see how here we're kind of developing this FVG. Obviously, better if it was a little bit, smaller. But we did have a sweep here. So we did have a small sweep of liquidity right here. You guys can see that wick. So this is valid, right? We had a sweep of liquidity and we have all these pending levels down here. So just this model here would be a nice setup. If you're looking at price here, what would structure be? You'll be looking at roughly 10 pip stops, targeting 24 for a nice little 2.43 to 1, right? What's your favorite pair to trade with? Everyone's got a favorite pair. So I really like EURUSD for London. But my favorite pair of all time would definitely be S&P. It's like my go-to on a daily basis. But if I'm not trading S&P, then I'll be trading EURUSD. So it really depends. It's one of those two. Both of those pairs I say are like my go-tos on a daily basis. Alright, I'm going to change this back to my normal colors. Just because I really like how it looks. And I want to see my setup is still intact here. EURUSD was amazing your time. I have a phone flashlight for you guys. But yeah. Ooh, look at EURUSD go, man. So that's pretty clean. What we're looking at here. You can see out here we had a little bit of a sweep above. We were unable to rebalance that. Price should really come here down. Like it should really continue dropping here. That would be the ideal thing to happen, to be honest. You short? I am on short, yes. And I'm targeting the 1.07264 mark. 100 pips is what I'm looking for with EURUSD. Price is gonna go from here, man. We should really go from here. High humidity, what's going on? Oh guys, I forget that I have this little light thing here that I could use. This thing is cool. Oh, it doesn't have enough light. Let me see. Oh, it doesn't have enough light, man. It sucks. It's like a little sun though. It's pretty cool. Bro, there's somebody behind your back. Stop fucking with me, man. Such an asshole. Here is the F15 accumulation. Yeah, it's fucked up, man. Don't be telling me that shit. You fucking asshole. You said to check gold? I'll check gold for you. I got you. So gold again just looks like it wants to continue dropping here. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Again, it just looks like kind of the same thing. You can see how price here was kind of has been respecting some levels, right? But what do we have here? We have a lot of liquidity. Price here kind of makes this higher low point, higher high, higher low point, higher high, higher low point, higher high, and then we actually break structure. So once we have that BOS, price rebalances this level right here, and it's looking like price just wants to continue dropping to grab all that pending liquidity below. So I don't see any support happening. If there is a support, it will be probably below this liquidity here, which would be at this FVG, sitting at roughly the 1855 area. You know, it shouldn't really go back higher. It should continue going lower if anything. For sure, for sure. I see gold dropping, brother. There's so much liquidity pending there. All of these things right here, like all of these kind of formations that you see that don't hold, there's liquidity here. So this was a descending formation or an ascending where price should have continued dropping. You can see how here, right? So check this out. Price here had this low point that led to this ascending. Price here should have dropped because we haven't grabbed this. there's going to be a lot of liquidity here that we should still continue trying to see. What do we have here? Again, here we have an ascending formation where price should have dropped. So since it did not grab that, we shot above that. We have a lot of liquidity here that could still drop down. That's what I'm expecting to happen with USD. All these formations that we did not hold, there's going to be liquidity pending there that price wants to hunt. Alright, so we have not yet closed on 15, but it's looking like it is going to be an F15 FVG, right? So we want to see a price kind of rebalance this level right here and respect that FVG that we have there. And once it rebalances that and respects that, then we should expect price to continue dropping. Oops, M156 FVG. So opacity is a little bit too bright, right? Maybe it's a little bit lower. I got a 23. There you go, it's better. a little bit too, still a little bit too dark. This 95% is okay, just perfect. Not too bright, not too dark, just like hits the spot. Alright, so that's the setup right there. That's what we should expect to see happening with EURUSD. You guys can take a picture of it you guys like, but that's kind of what I have for the day, right? I see price just rebalancing these certain levels. It really shouldn't go up higher than that. And if it does, then it doesn't make much sense. You know, we have this corrective move. We are at premium right now. We should drop back down to its discounts. And from this discount, we can see all the liquidity pending. So price should try to rebalance that and grab all the liquidity that's sitting below here, right? What color do you like to use? Well, it depends. I don't really like dark colors. So this is kind of like my go-to themes here. Alright guys, I'm going to sleep. See you guys later. You guys want to go to normal trade or whatever. Safe trading and peace.